So this nu c is cyclotron frequency qb by 2 pi m. Now the frequency nu a, another frequency nu a of the applied voltage, or it is called oscillator frequency. It is called oscillator frequency. So this is oscillator frequency, or the frequency of this applied voltage. It is adjusted so that polarity of the D's is reversed in the same time that it takes ion to complete one half of the revolution. So see here, so it does half revolution. So initially this was positive, this was negative. As soon as it comes here, so this becomes positive, this becomes negative. Then another half, this again becomes positive, this becomes negative. So it takes one revolution. So in one revolution it is changed from positive to positive. So again we know what is a frequency when it reaches at the same point. So it is started from positive, negative and positive. So this is one frequency, this is one revolution. So if it has one revolution, one circle, it is changed only once, because we cannot say this positive to negative one revolution. Revolution is it again reaches its initial position, that means positive to positive again. So see it once again, because it is important to understand. So particle started at this point, this side is negative, this side is positive. So particle is accelerated towards this side, and as soon as it reaches here, this becomes negative, this becomes positive. So again it is started, it reaches here, it again becomes positive, this becomes negative. So here it is one oscillation, from positive to positive, one oscillation, and oscillation of the particle is also one. So that's why this cyclotron frequency and frequency of the oscillator both are same. So the frequency of the oscillator and the cyclotron are same and is called resonance condition. What is the resonance condition? Resonance condition when applied voltage frequency or frequency of the oscillator is equal to the cyclotron frequency. So these are some of the basic of the cyclotron. The phase of the supply is adjusted so that when the positive ions arrive at the edge of D1, let us say it arrives at this edge of D1, it arrives at this D1. D2 is at lower potential, so that means this becomes negative, this becomes positive. So it is accelerated here and it keeps on moving inside this D2, and the ions are accelerated across the gap. So here it is accelerated and magnetic field makes it circular, because inside this D there is no electric field, only acceleration happens in this gap, positive to negative. Inside the D's, particle travel in region free of electric field. So we know inside the D's electric field is 0. The increase in their kinetic energy QV. So what is the kinetic here energy here is QV. Kinetic energy is QV each time they cross the 1D to another. So V is here voltage. V refers to the voltage across the D's at that time. So every time they reaches at the edges of D, so their kinetic energy is increased. Again here increased, then they move, then again increase. So at the gaps between D's, their kinetic energy is increased by QV. Q is the charge on the particle and V is the voltage across the D's at that time. From equation 4.5, so this from equation 4.5, it is clear that the radius of their path, so we have already written the radius of their path. So we have written the radius R is equal to mv by qb. So this was radius of their path that we have already written. It is clear that the radius of their path goes on increasing each time their kinetic energy increases. So how can we say that? If kinetic energy is increasing, velocity will increase. This v will increase because kinetic energy is simply half mv square. So kinetic energy is increasing, that means velocity is increasing. If velocity is increasing, radius is increasing. So it is clear that the radius of their path goes on increasing each time their kinetic energy increases. The ions are repeatedly accelerated through the Ds until they have required energy to have a radius approximately that of Ds. So at last their radius becomes equal to the radius of the D. Then they exit from this cyclotron machine. So here you can see that their radius keep on getting larger and larger, and at last when it is almost equal to the D, they are exit from this D. They are exit from this cyclotron. They are then deflected by a magnetic field and leave the system via an exit slit. So there is an exit slit. So this is the deflection plate. This is the deflection plate deflected by a magnetic field. So once they are here, the radius is so large, then they are deflected by this plate and exit from this slit. So here it is shown that there is a huge gap between D, but in real there is a very small gap. There is a very small gap. This D is radius of this D is around 25 to 50 centimeter, and this gap is hardly 1 millimeter. This gap is hardly 1 millimeter. So we can always say that radius of revolution is equal to the radius of the D. So what we at 25 centimeter, if we reduce this 1 millimeter, that is 24.9, which is nearly equal to 25 centimeter. So that's why we always say the radius of revolution is equal to the radius of the D, nearly equal to. So at last, once their radius is so large, they are deflected by this deflection plate and exits from this slit. They are then deflected by a magnetic field and leave the system via an exit slit. So this is the whole story of the cyclotron machine. This is one of the most important topic in class 12. Now we know this V is equal to QB by R upon 2M. So we have already solved mv square R. Centripetal force is equal to magnetic force, that we have seen. So V is equal to QB into R by M. QB R, so this R by M. Now this R we have changed with capital R, which is the radius of the D. So where R is the radius of the trajectory at exit and equal to the radius of D. So we have already seen this R is equal to R, and this R is the radius of the D. Now what is the kinetic energy of the ions? Kinetic energy, we know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So q square, b square, r square upon 2 is here, and this m and m square, 1 m is cancelled by 2. So half mv square, if you square this is q square, b square, r square upon m square. 2 is from here and 1 m square cancelled out. So this is q square, b square, r square by 2m. That is the kinetic energy. Now the operation of cyclotron is based on the fact that the time of one revolution of ion is independent of its speed or radius of the orbit. So that we have already seen that the frequency, the formula of frequency does not have any velocity or radius. The cyclotron is used to bombard nuclei with energetic particles so accelerated by it and study the resulting nuclear reaction. So it is helpful in studying the nuclear reaction. It is also used to implant ions in solid and modify their properties, or even synthesize new materials. It is used in hospital to produce radioactive substances which can be used in diagnosis and treatments. So in this way we have seen that cyclotron is very useful machine.